Jurassic World Evolution 2 was always supposed to launch alongside and ride the wave of marketing and hype for the new film Jurassic World Dominion. But the state of cinema-led film releases over the last 2 years scuppered that plan, and instead Evolution 2 had to come out and find its own way as a story set between the films, Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. A few DLC packs have come in the last few months, but now, with Jurassic World Dominion finally hitting cinema screens this week, Frontier has cooked up the Dominion Biosyn Expansion, directly tying back into the film. This expansion adds a new campaign to play, based at the Biosyn Valley, which is featured in the new movie. Dr. Lewis Dodgson is leading the way as the head of the ambitious Biosyn Corporation, which is seeking to supplant the failed InGen in the field of dino resurrection, paleo research or whatever they want to call it. And this is an ambition that they've had since the very first Jurassic Park was in development. You might remember Dodgson, albeit with a different actor in the role, chatting with Seinfeld's Newman in the original film, and Biosyn now has an integral role in the concluding part of the new trilogy. It will also feature Dr. Alan Grant and Dr. Ellie Sattler, who reprised their roles for the first game's Return to Jurassic Park DLC and are now part of a very fan-serving film cast for the new film and as part of this DLC. The Biosyn Valley is a brand new region, filled with mosquito-laden amber to mine and feed into the research for new dinosaur species, with Dodgson deciding that the best way to secure exclusive access to these new dinosaurs being to build a huge research complex right on top of the mines. The new campaign gets in right at the ground floor, as it were, and the stage that we played had us building up the facility from the humblest of beginnings. Well, as humble as things can be when there's billions of dollars being thrown at the problem. You help to build up this megatech corporation into what it eventually becomes. With decades of technological advances, Biosyn is coming along with the ability to build a facility that is far more advanced than anything that we've seen so far, and certainly much fancier than the government facilities found in the main game's campaign. While you will still have to connect many buildings together with walkways, send ranger teams out in jeeps and helicopters, and make sure that there's emergency bunkers to shelter in during disasters, there's also several new buildings that could be placed out in the wilderness all on their own. These rely on a new underground hyperloop system to connect them together. It's a neat twist, meaning that observation towers can be right in the heart of really dangerous enclosures without having to use exotic fence layouts or endanger people to get their overlook. As you keep on climbing up the tech tree ladder, you'll also quickly unlock fanciful ideas like invisible fencing to keep dinosaurs separated from one another without a chain link in sight. And there's also new implants that will let you migrate them remotely instead of having to constantly tranquilize and then airlift them to where you want them to be. But all of this is high-tech dressing to the real stars of the show, the dinosaurs, and there's a bunch of new ones in Dominion Biosyn. For the very first time, there's some fine feathered friends amongst this group, including the Therizinosaurus, a fiercely territorial herbivore with curved claws that looks really quite creepy. There's also the Pyroraptor, which is a pack-hunting animal named after the forest fire that led to its discovery, as opposed to it being able to breathe fire or anything like that. You've got the carnivorous Dimetrodon, which actually became extinct before dinosaurs really first appeared, and you've got the Quetzalcoatlus, which is one of the largest flying animals to ever exist. There's also a bunch of new skins and variants of established dinosaurs in this game, which will include a feathered and scarred T-Rex. Looking after these new dinosaurs is pretty much exactly the same as you find in the original game. This expansion is just building on the already excellent foundations that already exist. So yes, there's the fancy new invisible walls, but the real point is still to research the new dinosaurs by mining their amber deposits and then reconstructing their genome. This then leads to the ability to incubate new clones of these creatures and then host them in habitats that have been tailored to their requirements. You'll need to fine-tune the amount of water that they have, the amount of foliage, trees and rocks, ensure that they have the right food type to graze upon as herbivores, or have either live animals or dead carcasses for carnivores to hunt or scavenge from. It's nice and engaging, but light enough that it's easy to understand what you need to do and how to do it. For fans of Jurassic World Evolution, perhaps you have some dinosaur-obsessed kids that love this game series. The Dominion Biosyn Expansion will be pretty much essential. Whether you simply want new narrative missions and dinosaurs to play with and don't really care about where they come from, or want to dive into a new chaos theory scenario, or have just come out of the film and want to dig into some of the lightly untold backstory of Biosyn and Dodgson, then this will almost certainly scratch that itch when it comes out next week. We will be working on a DLC review as soon as we can, and you will be able to find that over on the sixthaxis.com. But that's all that we've got for this quick preview video. Hopefully you've enjoyed what you've seen, enough to do all of the usual YouTube things, to click the like button, subscribe, click the bell icon to get notifications, and if you do all of that, then hopefully we will see you again soon. Goodbye!